Hey everyone, and welcome back to Power Within. I'm so glad you're here today. We're about to go deep into a topic that can be incredibly painful, but also profoundly life-changing. The hidden cost of toxic relationships, and more importantly, how to walk away gracefully. If you've ever loved someone who drained your energy, chipped away at your confidence, or made you question your very worth, then this one is for you. Stay with me, because this conversation could be the start of you reclaiming your power. Let's be honest, at first it doesn't feel toxic at all. It feels exciting, electric, even magical. You're drawn in by their intense attention, the undeniable connection, the feeling that you've finally found something real. It's intoxicating. But then, slowly, almost imperceptibly, things start to shift. You start feeling a knot of anxiety in your stomach before you see them. You find yourself apologizing for things that aren't even your fault, just to keep the waters calm. You start to silence your own voice, your own needs, your own opinions, just to keep the peace. You tell yourself it's compromise, but it feels like surrender. And the scariest part, you begin to lose yourself, piece by piece, until one day you look in the mirror and a stranger looks back. You realize with a jolt, I don't even recognize who I am anymore. That, right there, is the true, hidden cost of a toxic relationship. It doesn't just break your heart, it fundamentally rewires your mind and your sense of self. It convinces you that this diminished version of you is all you are. So why is it so hard to leave? Why do we stay when every part of us is screaming to run? It's not a lack of willpower, it's brain science. When you're in a toxic relationship, your brain learns to associate chaos with connection. You become trapped in a brutal reward cycle, long periods of pain, anxiety, and neglect, followed by small, fleeting moments of affection or apology. That tiny bit of love, that breadcrumb of hope, becomes incredibly addictive. Your brain gets a chemical hit from the relief and you start craving it. You tell yourself you want peace, but your nervous system has been conditioned for drama. That's why, even when you finally do leave, a part of you misses them. Let me be clear, you don't miss them. You don't miss the person who hurt you. You miss the chemical high of finally feeling safe again, even if it was just for a moment. You miss the relief that came after the storm. This is how emotional conditioning traps you, making you believe that a chaotic love is the only love you can get. So, how do you know if you're in this cycle? Let's get really honest with ourselves. Ask yourself these questions, and I mean truly sit with them. Do you feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells, carefully choosing every word and action to avoid an explosion? Do you find yourself constantly explaining or defending yourself just to prevent conflict? Do you feel a sense of guilt for simply wanting peace, for wanting a quiet evening or a calm conversation? If your answer is yes to any of these, I need you to hear this. That is not love. That is emotional survival. You are in survival mode, not a partnership. Real, healthy love doesn't make you shrink. It doesn't ask you to become smaller to fit into someone else's world. Real love gives you the space and the safety to grow, to expand, to become more of who you truly are. Now let's talk about the real cost of staying too long, because it's something no one really prepares you for. Staying in a toxic relationship costs you infinitely more than leaving ever will. It costs you your sleep, as you lie awake replaying conversations and worrying about tomorrow. It costs you your confidence, eroding it until you doubt your every decision. It costs you your self-worth, convincing you that you don't deserve any better than this. Slowly but surely, you stop dreaming about your future. You stop laughing from your belly. You stop believing that you deserve a life filled with joy and respect. Toxic relationships have a way of teaching you to settle for pain and call it love. But deep down, your soul knows the truth. It knows this isn't right, and it is screaming for freedom. You can hear it in the quiet moments, can't you? That faint whisper telling you there has to be something more. So, how do you walk away? The idea of a big dramatic exit can be paralyzing, but walking away doesn't have to be angry or loud. There is immense power in walking away gracefully. Grace, in this context, means choosing your own peace over their chaos, even when it hurts like hell. It means understanding that you do not owe them an explanation that they will twist and use against you. The only person you owe anything to is yourself, and you owe yourself healing. You can forgive them for what they did without ever letting them back into your life. You can wish them well from a great distance without sacrificing yourself again. Walking away gracefully means taking your power back, not to prove them wrong, but to remind yourself that you are, and always have been, enough on your own. It's a quiet, internal revolution, and that brings us to what happens after the storm. Healing from a toxic relationship is not an instant fix. It is not a straight line. It's a messy, winding path. There will be days you miss them terribly. There will be moments you question your decision, wondering if you made a huge mistake. You will feel an emptiness where the chaos used to be, and it will feel unsettling. But true healing begins the moment you stop asking, "Why did they do this to me?" And you start asking, "Why did I accept it for so long?" This is not about self-blame. This is about radical self-awareness. Because once you understand the parts of you that were vulnerable to that pain, you can begin to heal them and stop the pattern from repeating. So please, take it slow. Start by journaling your truth without holding back. Write down everything you were too scared to say. Reconnect with simple joys that you lost along the way. Listening to your favorite music, walking in nature, enjoying the quiet of your own solitude. Start building new routines that remind you of who you were before the chaos took over. And most importantly, surround yourself with people who celebrate your peace, not people who thrive on your pain. Find the friends who listen, who hold space for you, and who reflect your strength back to you. I want to leave you with this final thought. You don't heal by getting closure from them. You will never get the apology or the understanding you crave. You heal by finding peace within yourself. Leaving a toxic relationship is not the end of your story. I promise you, it is the powerful, beautiful beginning of your becoming. So if this message resonated with you today, just take a deep breath and remind yourself, you are not broken, you are healing. Thank you so much for watching Power Within. If this video spoke to your heart, please consider subscribing. Because every week we go deeper into emotional healing, personal growth, and rebuilding the life that you truly deserve. Remember, peace isn't found in others, it's created within. I'll see you in the next one.